people think on the internet that even perceived hypocrisy is worse than like someone being actively bad. Okay? Even the perception of hypocrisy, even if you aren't even hypocritical. The exploitation of Pokimane I really want to watch.
Live streamers have become some of the most famous and financially successful online creators. They usually have die-hard, cult-like fan bases who are willing to watch them sit at a desk for hours on end. But there's a major cost that comes with this type of attention: doxing, swatting, harassment, bullying, public scrutiny, obsessive fans, deepfakes, and even manipulation from corporate employees. Pokimane has been one of the top female streamers in a space that is very much dominated by men. At her peak, she was averaging 40,000 viewers, which is the equivalent of a sold-out Major League Baseball stadium in the United States. She has been subject to a lot of controversy in her near decade-long streaming career. Now, some of these incidents have been brought on by herself, but for a lot of them, she seems to be a pawn in a much bigger problem. And it's reached a tipping point, starting to realize that all the money might not be worth the risk to be in her position. Stay hydrated. Since the beginning of her career, Pokimane has been accused of having pretty privilege, which is essentially the idea that being attractive makes it much easier to gain success at whatever you do. This argument definitely...
This is my favorite fucking combo, dude. It's my favorite take. It's like, bro, you got pretty privilege. Like, yeah, there's like a litany of other privileges too.
Does have some truths, but it's often used to minimize the work that women or men have put in to gain all of their notoriety.
Yo! Yeah! That's where you bring me up, Patrick? Not with like the top dogs of the industry. We got fucking washed ass Ludwig on there as a fucking chess piece, but to bring up a point about pretty privilege? My man. I mean, thank you. Thank you very much for saying I'm pretty. That was very nice of you. That was very kind of you to say. Yeah, whenever people say, bro, you got pretty privilege, I'm like, you just said I'm pretty. Thank you. Okay.
Pokimane has been streaming consistently for almost 10 years. She had amassed 20,000 followers on Twitch in 2014 before graduating high school. And although it seems like an easy job, being entertaining for hours on end, day in and day out while sitting at a desk is very difficult. But she did benefit from the lack of competition. In 2014, Twitch only had around 300,000 daily active viewers. Her game of choice was League of Legends, which is still the most watched game of all time on Twitch by a lot. A young woman who was genuinely interested in the game at that time was extremely rare. On top of being entertaining with her audience and good at the game, she was destined for success. And of course, the way she looked didn't hurt. Many of her followers were likely men who felt like they could hang around a girl who plays their favorite game, watches anime, and understands meme culture. She was every Reddit and Discord mod's dream girl. Some of her fans would send her hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for a brief interaction, to say their name and thank them for their generosity. These men are often referred to as simps, and they can get extremely out of control. Simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. The word simp is actually banned on Twitch because it's seen as bullying, but it's likely banned because Twitch profits so much from these men that they want to do everything they can to protect them. And in return, Poki is the one who gets blamed because
To be fair, I don't even think it's that. I think it's because, like, no, first of all, it's not really banned, number one. Guys, remember the simp Discord? Where's Frogan? Where's she at? Remember simp? Remember when this topic was like being addressed and everyone in the chat was telling me to stop using simp because it was like created by incels and that there was a backronym associated with it, which most people don't even fucking remember at this point. What was it? Sucker for mediocre pussy? Is that what it was? Suckers idolizing mediocre pussy. That's what they said simp was, which was a backronym for the record. Yeah, which was literally like added on afterwards, right? And at the time I was like, you guys are so dumb. This is like such a great word. It is it's utilized. Everyone is going to keep fucking using it. It's ridiculous. We don't even think about it now, but my Discord was lit on fire because I chose to use it, and I was like, listen, don't cave and like give this any kind of fucking power. It's both short for simpleton, and also can be utilized in any, you can be utilized in a positive way, you could be utilized in a fucking negative way. It was completely, you know, when it reaches like peak maximum usage, there was a lot of discourse surrounding it. And like I said, you know, not to toot my own horn here, but like I was right. And everybody uses it. Anyway, Twitch never actually banned it. Twitch never actually like literally banned it. They just said they would. At the time I said it was like really fucking stupid. And I don't think they did it because they like benefit from simps, which they do, of course. But I think they did it because they're like hypersensitive and were like very libbed up and wanted to look like they were doing a positive change. You know what I mean? They looked like they were doing something. Anyway, it was never enforced regardless, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's continue.
She doesn't shame these men for giving her money. A video titled "Simp Willingly Goes Homeless for Pokimane" was uploaded in May of 2020 by It's a Gundam, which used several examples of interactions between Pokimane fans to highlight just how dangerously obsessed some of them appear to be. It's a Gundam came across grown men committing the heinous crime of sad cringe. "I'm kinda short on savings, but I'll defo get $500 to drop this week, LMAO. Hope she sees this and knows I love her and miss her." Then somebody replies, "Only $500? Pathetic. Get your bread up. OP. I got evicted because I
Please nuke Hoscore. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
was 4 months behind on rent, so yeah. I don't know. I'll see if I can sleep behind a Starbucks so I can use the free Wi-Fi and don't."
Yeah, this is a troll. There's no fucking way this was real. I don't want to believe that this is real. This is absolutely fucking insane.
Donate the rest of my money.
We live in a day and age where men...
But of course, remember, like, first of all, I still don't believe this is real. I don't know if Patrick CC will claim that it's real or not. But what I do find additionally funny is that Gundam is a socialist anime. Suck my dick. I haven't even watched it, and I know that it's like supposed to be like the original Gundam was like literally written by a motherfucking Japanese Communist Party member. Okay, that's one. Number two, I love when people basically go, "Oh, well, I don't like this person, so they are incapable of making jokes. I'm going to take everything they say, even as a joke, whether it be a joke or not. Even if I know it's a joke, I'm going to take it very seriously and get very mad at you." That is exactly what the fucking like hammer and sickle Twitter lefties do all the fucking time. Okay, they do it to me. They do it to everyone on the right. And very clearly, this guy is doing it to Pokimane in this situation. Okay. It's just like, it's so stupid. It's the most cringe thing that people do. But of course, if you're a fucking right winger, or if you're like one of these like basement dwelling, what is this? Law of an option with the current example of one of these guys actually donating hundreds. What is this? I'm very happy for Kara and Eric. God's doing a lot of great things through them. Great video, Melanie. Scrappy is now adorable to Velma. Velma is now a hated character. What is this? In the last 20 hours, he's given $200 and he can't get the follow. What is this? Who? I don't even know who the fuck these people are. Yeah, no, it is a right-wing weirdo. Anyway, listen. My point is this, okay? My point is this. Yeah, this is a right-wing simp. Melanie Mack is a right-winger's Pokimane. Oh, okay, got it. Melanie Mack's a dipshit who almost died by not drinking water, Hasan. I love that. So you're mad at Train for getting kids addicted to gambling, but not at Poki for getting them addicted to her beauty and loveliness? Hypocrite. See, that's a joke. And a very good one. Okay? But like... but people would look at this and go, "This is another fucking... Here's a guy fucking making this idiotic equation." That was a real comment in XCC's chat yesterday. I love that. Okay. Let's get back to this. Video is fire.
And are shaming each other for not giving a woman who's already a millionaire the last bit of money they have. Welcome to 2020. It is a horrible time in history.
Pokimane reacted to It's a Gundam video and dismissed all the embarrassing tweets as fake. And still to this day, it's unclear if the tweets were real or not. Even if they were fake, it sadly isn't too far from the mentality of some men that watch her streams. But Poki committed a YouTube cardinal sin, going after the sponsor of the video.
Wait, what? The exploitation of Pokimane? I thought this was going to be pro Pokimane. What the fuck's going on? Wait, hold up. That's weird. This is like, there's no way Patrick CC is going to fucking title it the exploitation of Pokimane and then like literally fucking hit her like this.
I can't believe anyone would sponsor these shenanigans.
She got a lot of heat from YouTubers for this, since it's considered a low blow to go after someone's livelihood.
You know what's really funny about this, by the way? A lot of motherfuckers do this where they're like, they try to like embarrass you for being a fan of a content creator that doesn't have fucking, that doesn't have sponsors, myself, and they try to get you to stop. They try to get you to stop like supporting me via subs and shit, okay? Which, by the way, you don't have to. Like, all of this content is literally free, okay? Straight up, okay? But because they can't go after like any fucking advertisers I have, because I don't have any, they go after motherfuckers who are subscribing to be like, dude, you fucking suck for subscribing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, really? So that's not all that different, I guess, than the way that you are behaving. Podcast, though? Okay, what about the podcast? Great take. Does the podcast have advertisers? Why did you just say podcast, though? Because this clearly got a weird obsession with Pokey. I got a weird obsession with Pokey. The fuck do you mean? One, Pokimane is my friend. Two, you literally just said podcast, though. You didn't even know if my podcast had advertisers or not. It doesn't have advertisers. It's also free on YouTube. I have no fucking advertisers. Every now and then I do one fucking sponsor stream like once every fucking blue moon, okay?
Because she didn't like the content. The situation is ironic because Gundam was also kind of going after Poki's livelihood by bullying people that pay her money. Even if these men have extremely unrealistic expectations, Poki was defending her fans, which seems like what most people would do in that situation. Either way, she apologized.
I want to sincerely apologize to both It's a Gundam and to the sponsor of that video.
Dude, I can't believe she literally apologized. Some fucking freak right-wing troll, brother. Oh my lord. But of course you have to cave because it's not enough. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for your mental health. It's not worth it for your sanity. Okay.
For the remarks and comments that I made, I completely understand people's concern for going after someone else's livelihood.
But this wasn't the first time she had to apologize. There was another controversy that resurfaced from 2014 where she said the N-word.
Nick, you ain't funny. That's not true. Maybe you're just boring as fuck and lame as hell. Cause only lame say that shit.
She immediately took to Twitter to try and explain herself. Hard for me to speak on this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. That clip. As soon as I see that hue, it's like the yellow parenti for me. You know what I mean? It's like, when I see that hue, okay, I know what's coming right after. She was going through her Toronto girl phase in her early 20s. Every girl from here does that. True. No, that's like, that basically is like the Pokimane yellow parenti, you know? That's just, I see that hue, I know what's coming. I know the M-bomb's about to be dropped. Okay? Yeah, I mean, she was like fucking, how old was she? She was like a teenager. She was 17 years old and in like 2014. That's insane. Like, or even before then. And yeah, she fucked up, of course. She made continuous and severe lapses on her judgment. Yeah. No, don't do the she's also literally African bullshit. That I hate that. I hate when people do that. Like, okay, so Elon Musk can just say the N-word then. Like, he's also African. Shut the fuck up. I did stop. Don't even say that as a joke. It pisses me off so much when motherfuckers who are like simping and unironically horny say shit like that. Anyway, I mean, this has been talked about a million times over, but you know, I think this is genuine.
This clip's context because it's so old. I'm almost 23 and was
actually, now that I realize it, this apology was not that good. Holy shit, I never had seen this.
In that clip, but it was definitely not said in a racist or derogatory manner, she said, adding, it was a time period and environment where saying it was more common and used as a replacement for dude, and I've never said it in a racist way, hard R either. Almost everyone below this tweet rallied in support for Pokimane, pointing out that this expose seemed like digging up old irrelevant.
Yeah, that part is true though. That was definitely like classic old thing that you've said or done that's like weaponized against you endlessly, usually because you don't represent those values any longer, which is like very fucking stupid. I hate it. You guys already know. I've talked about it a million times over. Very, very, very stupid shit. People change.
And clips of someone with the sole purpose of publicly humiliating them out of spite. However, as Pokimane became more and more popular, this clip resurfaced often. She apologized for the second time in 2020.
I've commented on this in the past, but honestly, my statement or comments then weren't even good enough, even though people were very understanding. I just want to make it clear that I am genuinely so sorry if I hurt or offended anyone with what I said.
He's having the items right now on the weirdo, right? Yes. I think like people do that. People do that on purpose because they can't imagine change. You know what I mean? Like they can't imagine. They're very cynical. They're very sad. They're in this like reactionary fucking toxic space where they, honestly, a lot of kids on the internet do this, where they imagine edginess or mistake edginess as like being genuine. And the only way that you can be genuine is if you're edgy. The only way that you can be genuine is if you're toxic, right? Because a lot of them are like genuinely toxic, so they think that's the only way that you can be genuine, that you're showing that you're like a legit guy. And they don't do that for Alex Jones, bro. He can change. Yeah, because Alex Jones hasn't changed. That's the reason why they don't do that. Yes, exactly. No, that's the point. Because everyone who has stayed on that path and gotten more and more reactionary, they never get hit with the receipts. Because they don't have to get hit with the receipts. Because people think on the internet that even perceived hypocrisy is worse than like someone being actively bad. Okay? Even the perception of hypocrisy, even if you aren't even hypocritical, whether it be like my hedonistic consumption choices or whatever, right? That is seen as a perceived hypocrisy. And that is so much worse. That is so much fucking worse in the minds of so many fucking brain-broken Zoomers, okay? And just brain-broken people in general than, like, people doing currently bad things.
I really wish I could go back in time and change the past. Unfortunately, I can't, but I do hope that my behavior in regards to language for the last couple of years and onwards will speak for itself.
Keep in mind at this point in 2020, she was easily the largest female Twitch streamer and one of the top streamers, period. She is now an owner of Offline TV, which is essentially a streamer production house consisting of her friends that create content together and individually. They all work together and use their network to grow everyone's social media presence. And at the time, all of the biggest streamers were collaborating with each other to play the game Among Us.
People value a person's word and consistency above all else, except I have been fucking consistent for the past 10 years. And motherfuckers still bring up shit that goes beyond that, okay? Or motherfuckers still literally will say that, like, they will create a hypocrisy where no such hypocrisy exists because they're bad faith. Like, it doesn't matter. No one has ever been like, I mean, obviously people who are favorable to me here in my own community recognize that, like, a lot of times I'll just like pull up a video from fucking 2017 or 2016 when I first like started doing like political commentary, okay? And they go, damn, like that's crazy that you're saying the exact same things so many years later, right? But outside of this circle, people who are uncharitable will never look to that and go, wow, he is very consistent. The gotcha fucks come crawling out of the depths to train themselves to be a better human observation tactics. You don't get that online. You freak. You wouldn't say any of that in person. I'm just the, what? Imagine if you did what would happen if someone says shit like that to you, Lamau. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, there are people who say, waiting for someone to say, I'm reading genocide comment. That's a good take. Wow, you're such a hero, son. I never said I am. I'm just a fucking content creator. There is nothing important about what I do. You are the one who gives me that power in your mind. Remember that. Okay? I'm a fucking Twitch streamer, and I try to do the most with the limited amount of power and wealth that I have. Okay? That's it. I'm no different. I'm no different than any other fucking Twitch streamer. Remember that. You're the one who's like, you were expected to be a hero. You were expected to arm the revolution. Meanwhile, none of the fucking 60,000 plus subscribers think that that is the case. No one is like literally being like, I'm gifting you a subscription because I know hero complex. No, I don't have it. No, you're too stupid to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm telling you right now, I do not have this hero complex. You are attributing that to me and assuming that I have this complex. You're doing it. You're doing it literally while I'm explaining it to you. Listen to your ego. Oh my God. I don't have a hero complex. I'm telling you, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm just an idiotic fucking Twitch streamer. The only difference is I just don't eat my toenails and I like talking about politics. That's it. Always remember that. It's very frustrating though to like have someone engage in the most like Twitter ass shit in real time. When I have the capacity to like actually respond to it in real time, and yet people still have the capabilities of doing it. Does that make sense? Anyway.
Everything that she was doing was being very meticulously watched and analyzed. This is when a large amount of hate started pouring in. People expressed their disdain for Pokimane, saying her personality was fake, forced, and only saying and doing things to fit what she thinks her brand should be. I think it's also worth mentioning that people...
This is also the other side of that like edginess, cynicism that I just mentioned to you guys. When you are super edgy and you're in edgy circles and you think that that is the only way to like be truthful... You literally automatically, they say the same about you, I know. You automatically assume that when someone is being nice, they must be doing it for some other reason. Okay? It's like, it's unimaginable for these guys to ever like think maybe someone is literally like a good person. But they recognize that that's a good thing, right? In a weird way, even inside of their own internal moral compass, inside of this like limited logical vacuum that they have tried to cultivate, they still believe that even showing yourself as a good person is a good thing. Okay? But no one will actually do that purely because they genuinely believe it. It must be for some other reason. And it's basically... And a chatter, I just caught you saying it too. It's basically the assumption that it's too good to be true. Like, this is something I hear all the time about myself. People will routinely say things like, Hasan is always trying to just say whatever the most popular idea is. He's always just trying to say whatever the most politically correct thing is. He can't possibly believe these things internally. Okay. Like, first of all, not even true because, you know, America deserved 9/11. That's not exactly a very popular take. But, and also a century of fucking Red Scare propaganda and the fact that I get canceled literally every fucking week would probably show you that that's maybe not the most popular. But let's say it was. Then that's awesome. That's great. Like, you know, it's cool. Great. Makes me happy. Yeah, try to defend Palestine and go unscathed. Yeah, I know. It is odd that you are still... It is odd that you are still assuming that, like, I could not possibly be saying these things because I believe in it. Even though you yourself are admitting that those are good things to say. Can we correctly, positively reinforce this conversation? This is an important topic, in my opinion. This is a legitimately strong argument against internet toxicity. I mean, I talk about it regularly. He did that shit with Saikuno and he's never done anything wrong. Exactly. Because we're very cynical. We're all very cynical people. We always think, I think capitalism and hyper-individualism, is like rotted everyone's cores, basically, where they think like, oh no, someone can't just like be wholesome, or someone can't be like a good person otherwise, or unproblematic. Like there has to be a secondary reason for it. You know? That's it. People are upset that online content creators put on a show or enact a persona in a content isn't exactly who they are in reality, which is an unreasonable expectation considering how entertainment works. Yeah, but like with Twitch streamers, we blur that line a lot, where like our persona online is impossible to keep up with if it wasn't genuine. You know what I mean? Which is what breaks people's minds a lot. So if you are legitimately like who you say you are, because I'm live fucking 8 hours a day, you really think I could just straight up fucking lie for 8 hours and I just like turn off the fucking camera and then immediately become like an entirely different toxic, like racist, transphobic person? Why the fuck? If that was the case, then why the fuck would I literally even advocate for the things that I advocate for when I could very easily advocate for transphobia, which is a very popular concept? Aiden Ross said there are only 2 genders immediately after he got banned from Twitch. And he got like 500,000 likes. You're going to sit here and tell me that like that's not the popular take? It's such a popular sentiment that people that are on the downtrend can hit that transphobia button to revitalize their careers. They use it as like a lifeline, basically. So why would I, if I truly had like transphobic opinions, why would I spend hours and hours and hours advocating against them, giving people the tools to fight against them on the internet, and trying to change people's minds every single fucking day? What, to like play on New Game Plus difficulty? I'm such a good transphobe that I want to make sure that like it's even harder for me to be transphobic. That's what I like. That's my secret fucking, you know, that's my secret kink. You know? They implicitly confirm by dogging on you that you are doing the right thing. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Expect YouTube.
Money, sponsors, let's be real, dude. You have to, otherwise you don't have a platform for gift for looks. The grift for looks. Wait. What sponsors? Again, every single person that shits on me doesn't fucking realize that they're like literally shadow boxing with something that doesn't exist. So if that is the case, if I'm doing this for sponsorships, okay, then where are my sponsors? Where are my sponsors? Where are they? Why are they not here in the room with us right now? Do you understand? So you did something. I'm not going to yell at you or anything like that. You did something that a lot of people do without realizing. Okay? If what you were saying was true, you wouldn't have to, what you were saying was true and it was a grift and all this stuff, okay? Then you wouldn't have to add additional seasoning to it to try to like make this stick. Okay? But because you couldn't find like a reasonable way, because you couldn't find a reasonable way to just like say, you're a grifter, here's why you changed your mentality, and blah, 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 you had to add that lie in there. You know what I mean? So think about that. Think about who you're fighting this fight for. Think about how these opinions got into your mind and how you internalize them. I don't know, man, trying real hard to justify yourself. Wait, what? Yeah, because you just lied. You couldn't come up with a good reason and you couldn't come up with a good example. And I'm trying to describe to you that you're wrong. And instead of recognizing that you're wrong, you just doubled down and said, well, you just defended yourself from me, a person just lying. You are stupid enough to take me seriously, a random chatter. Okay? Like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to not yell at you. I'm trying to be as open-minded as possible. And instead of you recognizing that and then maybe being like, okay, maybe I was wrong about this. Instead of doing that, you just turned around and decided to just double down and say, well, you're justifying yourself. Wrong. No, I mean, you're a streamer. You're clearly disingenuous to a fault. Brother, you've been on this platform since 2014. Do you think it's helping you? You think it's healthy for you to just like have this much hatred for fucking streamers? You've been on the platform since 2014. You created an account in 2014. You've been on this platform for longer than I have. I got here at like 2018, didn't go full time until 2020. Okay? You just basically said streamer automatically bad. I'm willing to bet if I were to look at your account right now, okay? I'm willing to bet if I look at your account right now, you probably have streamers that you do like. I'm willing to bet that if I were to look at who you follow, there would be streamers that you do actually like, that you don't consider to be disingenuous, but it would go back to that same cycle, wouldn't it? You stream Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, you can't actually... What? What is this? Why did you link your own shit? You can't look at who people follow now? That's weird. We looked at it. This is it. They're following 59 channels, dude. Including friends of mine as well. Anyway. You got to get out of this toxic mentality, brother. What'd you find, sir? I mean, I found that you are a big fan of Twitch since 2014. And you still have this automatic assumption that like every single streamer is disingenuous to a fault. And you couldn't find where that disingenuous attitude came from. But what you're mistaking is your own personal suspicions with what is reality. And when you don't have a real fucking take on this matter, okay, when you came at it with like the sponsor shit, you immediately fell back down to, well, you're just trying to justify yourself. Does that make sense? Well, thanks, bud. Just made my wife's day. I was just trying to trigger you. Didn't expect you to read this. This is gold. Okay, that's so sad, bro. Ugh. Yeah, sure. Your wife. Anyway, let's continue.
YouTubers and streamers to be 100% themselves because they give off this assumption that they are normal people and not acting. But it's almost always an enhanced version of themselves. Like my second channel is just me wearing goofy glasses and being overly animated. I mean, that is me or a side of me, but it also has elements of a character. But her N-word controversy would resurface again in 2022, and this time it took a twist nobody could have ever predicted. This controversy involves the very popular comedy YouTuber JiDion, who was just starting up his Twitch account in January of 2022. JiDion is known for being a troll, but his intentions are pure. He reacted to a video of Pokimane saying the N-word. Then he tweeted the video. Then 1 week later, on January 13th, JiDion goes live to more than 10,000 viewers. He had more viewers than Pokimane after his first week on the platform. So he instructed his viewers to go to her stream and spam the phrase L plus ratio, which was his way of trolling and bragging to her. Pokimane was simply minding her business. So why did he go after her? Well, because she is known as the queen of Twitch, and trolling her is kind of a meme. But militarizing his audience is known as hate raiding, which is against TOS on Twitch. As she's getting flooded with spam, people start telling her that it's coming from JiDion, to which he gets mad at them for snitching, and then he says this.
If you're from Pokimane, if you're from Pokimane's chat,
yo,
and you have a penis, I'm gonna tell you this right now. She is not gonna f you, bro. I don't care how much you donated. I don't care.
I think this is more embarrassing for JiDion to bring this up than anything, really. Like, it was, I don't even think that he himself agrees with this shit. What? Hasan on his way to be so triggered he doesn't raise his voice at all? L? Wait, what?
Care how many hours you watch her.
Considering that he apologized for this.
She has a man's. Bro, you probably don't want to hear this. You probably don't want to hear this. You probably don't want to hear this. But I'm sorry. I'm going to break the fourth wall. And spoiler alert, she's getting down every night by another nigga. She is getting down, deep stroked. Balls deep.
Oh, no.
Balls banging on the wall.
No.
Every night.
Pokimane responded to the harassment by saying whoever was responsible, if you get banned, I'm not going to be sad, and then ended her stream. But the story gets a little weirder when Ninja somehow got alerted about what was happening, and he got in contact with JiDion to let him know.
Yeah, this made it so much worse.
That he was screwed.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Patrick's videos. This video could have been cut very differently.
I promise you guys there's
energy-wise.
literally nothing I can do.
Ninja was right. Once Twitch became aware of the incident, they banned JiDion for 14 days, which later turned into a permanent ban following an appeal prior to his 14-day ban period. People suspected that JiDion received such a harsh consequence because Pokimane is regarded as Twitch's golden child that they will do anything to protect. After JiDion updated his social media followers,
Like, the reason why this was a bigger deal when Ninja fucking defended JiDion, which again, remember, JiDion literally apologized for this and made amends, and it's like rehash shit, right? But like when Ninja got involved, it made it so much worse because like Ninja should know better. Like Ninja should literally know better as a massive content creator at a certain point, and that was what everyone's perspective was at that point, where like it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like. You know, what are you saying? Like, you should know better. You should be like talking to JiDion instead of like defending him. You know what I mean? But also ultimately, if JiDion had never actually snuck in, I mean, I say this all the time. JiDion should have been unbanned before TwitchCon EU. I think he should have been unbanned before TwitchCon EU. A lot of people never forgave him, but ultimately, if like he has the wherewithal to make amends, if he's literally fucking, if he's patching things up in that regard, apologizing to the person that he had offended, you know, I think it's ridiculous that they kept him banned, right? I thought that was fucked up. But then, of course, after TwitchCon EU, when he snuck in, it was over. Twitch is never going to fucking unban you after that, you know? I like some of JiDion's sketches. I've talked about this before. I think like I've been critical of some of his sketches in the past. I think that he should have been unbanned. I think that he should have been unbanned from Twitch after the apology. Anyway, getting back to this.
followers on the state of his Twitch account, people instantly began blaming Poki. Pokimane clarified the following day that she had nothing to do with JiDion's ban and claimed that JiDion and his fans were targeting her because she's a woman. The reason Pokimane mentioned her gender is that during JiDion's stream, he taunted Poki's male audience and told them no matter how much they donated, Poki wasn't going to sleep with them. Ludwig chimed in on this and basically said that this is just something Pokimane has to deal with.
Do is have sex with Poki, which, you know, it sucks. That's how
It doesn't just suck. It's not fucking okay. I'm so tired of people.
Fucking right-wing YouTuber Elwig, dude. Typical fucking mogul moves, baby. Had to hit that center button a little too hard there, buddy. This is why mogul male is right-wing, okay?
People acting like it just sucks and it's unlucky. And it just is what it is. I don't want to be in an industry where that just sucks. I do not want it to be is anymore. Please, yes, thank you. I can't even English anymore. I'm so sick of this shit.
There seemed to be a huge divide. A lot of men thought Poki was being overly dramatic, and Ludwig was just pointing out the reality of sexism that exists on Twitch. But others thought Poki's frustration is justified, as she is constantly being sexualized day in and day out when she's just a girl who plays video games. But some people are convinced that Pokimane is lying, and that she purposely tries to appear single to maintain her innocent and single persona. If men assume that she's single, their parasocial bond increases, and they are more likely to send her gifts and money.
Or maybe because like people stalk her shit non-fucking stop and hyper-analyze every single motherfucking thing that she does, which is precisely the reason why there's no like element of privacy to a public persona in the same way that like actual celebrities have, okay? Perhaps that could be the reason. I don't know.
If they truly believe that one day she might notice them. Or maybe she just wants to keep her private life private like everyone else. But before JiDion would end up apologizing for his behavior, things took an insane twist. Ninja brought up the situation again when people were in his chat begging him to try to help JiDion get unbanned. In order to get viewers to stop spamming, he claims that he texted his partner manager to help him out.
All right, I sent the text. I don't promise a goddamn thing.
Pokimane did not like this.
Seeing him on a call with Ninja and Ninja like allied with him and saying, oh, like, I'll try to make sure your ban isn't too bad.
Yeah, that was so whack.
That's a little weird.
Then she tweeted, "It baffles me when other streamers don't stand up against blatant harassment or misogyny." While discussing all of this on a live stream.
Yeah, I think what many people are just failing to recognize here, or at least like the energy of this video is not like, the energy of this video is just like almost too descriptive without any sort of like personal assessment involved, where the framing of it comes across like she's the reason why she's in all this controversy is because like she starts it. It's classic. It's like whenever people say about me like, oh, Hasan, you love drama, when like in a lot of instances, like I'm either covering it because, you know, everyone does commentary, myself included, usually when it's a newsworthy subject, or because someone has brought me into it for no fucking reason whatsoever, and I have to find myself, defending myself, right? It's just like, it should be mentioned, in my opinion. I get why long-term subs go crazy. Having to listen to the same takes every fucking day, bro. I get why long-term subs go crazy. Yeah, well, they also hear that at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute fucking ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free, or you can get gifted a sub. Fuck you, okay? Why are we rehashing this out of curiosity? We're rehashing it because it's a good video that just came out about Pokimane and the exploitation of Pokimane. And I actually came into the conversation thinking that it was going to be a little bit different, and it didn't turn out to be that way. Surprisingly. Like what are people rating out of 10? The segue itself, that's what they're rating out of 10. In a lot of instances, this is just because, like, you know, she's at the top of the leaderboard, so she's a viable target. Very good one. Especially because it like automatically has like a dedicated hate watcher community that will jump on board and immediately fucking shower you with clicks. Bro, you are stumbling on a lot of your words today, more than usual. Are you okay? Hope all is good. Anyway, let's continue.
Ninja
Sharky, thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
And let her know that he didn't actually contact his representative at Twitch. We only know this because Poki shared the DM to her audience while she was streaming, with the final words being, "You're making a big mistake." This appeared to be a threat, which was kind of confirmed by a second exposed DM from Ninja's wife, saying that they are considering everything Poki was saying as defamation of character, and they are getting their legal team involved. But these threats never really amounted to anything. JiDion privately and publicly apologized to Pokimane, asking his supporters to stop harassing her social media accounts. He says his actions were corny and he was being petty. Pokimane responded by accepting his apology, and they even did a collaboration together and consider each other friends to this day. It's pretty clear that JiDion made a mistake, owned up to his mistake, and the person who was the victim in the situation forgave him. But Twitch still has banned JiDion, and they do not plan on allowing him to come back to their platform. Free JiDion, y'all. But Pokimane's overreaction to being sexualized and harassed for being a woman reached a tipping point recently that may just have her ready to quit. Twitch streamer Brandon Ewing, known online as Atrioc, accidentally exposed himself after exiting a game he was streaming and allowing viewers to see all the tabs he had open on his screen, one of which was a website that had deepfake pornographic content. The website featured deepfakes of fellow female streamers such as Pokimane, Maya Higa, QT Cinderella, and many more. Though Atrioc quickly switched tabs without trying to draw attention to them, it was too late. Screen grabs were taken and shared across the internet. Atrioc issued a tearful apology, stating that this is not a pattern of behavior, but that he fell down an AI rabbit hole at 2 a.m. one morning and ended up on the site. However, the website charges $15 a month to watch the provided content, meaning that Atrioc must have intentionally created an account and entered his credit card willingly. Atrioc, who is married, made the apology video along with his wife, who was also crying. What made the situation even creepier is that he's friends with some of the women featured on the site, with some having already responded. Streamers like QT Cinderella and Sweet Anita spoke out against the deepfake pornography on their respective Twitter.
You see these updates? You've been doing good shit recently? Yes, I have. We were supposed to talk about it on the last episode of the podcast, and we will eventually. But yeah, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes to, right his wrongs.
Accounts, with QT Cinderella expressing the pain that she's facing in the wake of such horrors on a Twitch stream. Female streamers are continuously finding themselves being sexualized without their consent. They are often harassed for simply being a woman within the streaming community, and this is just one more way that they are denied their basic humanity by having these deepfakes of themselves in a sexually explicit manner put on the internet, with very little they can do about it. According to Matthew B. Kugler, a professor of law at Northwestern University, since deepfakes began appearing online in 2015, they've become more convincing every year, growing in quality and quantity. Research by Sensity AI, a company that monitors deepfakes, found in 2018 that 90 to 95% of deepfakes were non-consensual porn, which Kugler explained could be traumatic for the victim. A 2019 report from DeepTrace, a technology research company, found that 99% of pornographic deepfakes featured female celebrities. Psychotherapist Lisa Sanfilippo, whose expertise includes sexual trauma, told Insider that creating false pornographic images is a major violation. She said that for the victim, seeing images of yourself or images that are falsified to look like you in acts that you might find reprehensible, scary, or that would only be for your personal life can be very destabilizing, even traumatizing. There is no ability to give consent there. Basically, everyone agrees that deepfakes are mostly going to be used for bad things, and because of this, people are starting to understand why Pokimane and other female streamers are fed up with being sexualized, because all of those overreactions have built up to this deepfake stuff, which is being denounced by everyone. Pokimane didn't really address the deepfakes as closely as others. She seems really fed up with the constant over-sexualization of her and her peers, and it's not just coming from her obsessive fans, it's also coming from Twitch employees. Just a few months ago, Pokimane opened up to viewers during a live stream about a well-networked professional in the streaming industry who allegedly faked a romantic relationship with Poki to get close to women in her community.
Someone that I and many streamers have been working with for years, someone who was also employed at a large company in the industry, has targeted and manipulated girls, specifically in my community.
After watching this, I'm like, damn, I hope Patrick doesn't make a video about me like this. God damn, I feel like he would just like rehash all the drama and like leave it at that without actually addressing the context. He'd be like, yeah, Hasan in August of 2020 decided to make the unfortunate purchase of a home, which of course is unacceptable. And the price of the home was really, really, really high. And that was actually his own fault. Yeah, it'd be like the many mistakes of Hasanabi.
Falsifying a romantic and sexual relationship with me.
She explained. Pokimane went on to claim that the individual leaked privileged information he gathered from his job and threatened to harm himself if the targeted girls...
I don't think he's a bad guy, and I don't think he's an awful dude or anything like that. You know the exploitation of Hasanabi with banger people gang up on you as a meta to farm followers or views? The most out of clip shit. It's going to be draining. Yeah, it always... People still do it, dude. People... Whenever you see fucking clips of me from like 20, I don't know, fucking 2020 or whatever, like remember that motherfuckers would like literally go back and comb through my VODs to find something that they can clip out of context and use it. Like I saw some fucking clip going around from like when I was talking about how difficult it is to do IRL streams, like when I was like literally something that I've said many, many times over, like I don't understand how IRL streams do this. Streamers do this. They're like the fucking backbone of content creation. Bad timing to say he's not a bad guy. Oh, I was talking about Patrick, not the fucking weirdo loser who was like exploiting, doing the Pokimane stuff. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that like someone literally clipped me talking about how difficult it is for IRL streamers, not myself, but for IRL streamers to like actually do so much for much less revenue overall. And it's from like 2021 or something. I'm like, bro, you literally look through a fucking VOD in like 2021 to find something to like clip out of context, and now like just trying to blast that. Like, it's insane. It's sad, brother.
Ever came forward.
A few months ago, a few girls in my community came forward to me with some concerns and asked to speak to my manager. They proceeded to send my manager countless screenshots and videos of their conversation with him, proving the lying and manipulation that was going on.
Pokimane said the person would approach girls in her community and tell them he struggled with mental health issues to gain their trust before sending fabricated conversations between himself and her. He would then allegedly send fake explicit photos of Pokimane, hoping to receive similar images from the women in her community with whom he was speaking. He acted like he knew and hung out with me and my friends in person, she explained.
I fell off.
This is someone I've never met. It's truly some of the most disgusting and deplorable behavior I've ever heard of.
I have.
Pokimane stated that the person was fired after an investigation was conducted into their behavior. This wasn't even the first time someone who worked at Twitch was fired for sexual misconduct. And it seems like Twitch is clearly confused as to where they draw the line with sexual conduct. They want to promote body positivity in their hot tub section, which is very clearly softcore porn that promotes the culture of paying women to be lewd on camera. Twitch also makes a ton of money from this part of their platform, and that's all good and fine to support. But for streamers like Pokimane who just want to play games, they have to deal with the audiences of those lewd streamers who can just click.
This is why I hate, by the way, this is why I fucking hate this kind of fucking take, okay? Like, it's the fault of fucking psychotic weirdos who sexualize all women, whether there are hot tub streamers or not. There are always going to be psychotic fucking weirdos who sexualize and objectify women, okay? I mean, I even duked it out back in the day, like not duked it out, but like had a reasonable disagreement with Cutie Cinderella over this. I love Cutie, of course. That dude's logging your chat. Why do you constantly sound like you're on the verge of tears? Keg W. Typical. Yes, but Twitch promotes it. Your boobs are so good, man. I love them. Let me suck them shit. Okay, calm down. Anyway, misogyny is the problem here. Objectification of women is the problem here. Okay? Like, hot tub streams or like, any kind of erotic content that women choose to do is not the fucking issue. It doesn't justify objectification. It doesn't justify misogyny. That's not an argument that I am ever going to agree to. Okay? So understand that. Like, if that was the case, then women wouldn't be fucking sexualized in like, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, for example. You know? Where no such public displays are allowed, and yet people still, there's still rape there, okay? There's still objectifications there. It happens. It takes the responsibility away. It takes the responsibility away from those who are actually the ones who are doing the fucked up shit, and they were doing the fucked up shit before hot tub meta existed, okay? And they're going to continue doing it after the hot tub meta has long and died out, as it has. Dumb.
Click one tab and harass Pokimane. But a lot of people don't see it as harassment because the streamers are profiting from it. So then
they objectify themselves. Lamau. Come on, Lamau. It wasn't added. The fuck? Except for the ads. Come on, Lamau. They objectify themselves. What the fuck? Okay. Someone can choose to do sexual content, okay? There is still a proper way to consume that. Don't be a fucking loser, okay? And certainly don't be a fucking loser and go to another female streamer and another female streamer's chat and decide to sexualize them. Okay? You cannot harass people just because some content creators have chosen to offer you this service. Okay? Please. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. It's consent. Consent is key. Okay?
Speaking up just makes people assume she is sensitive and annoying, and that she should be grateful that she is rich. Overall, it seems like she is fed up with all of this. She's streaming less than she ever has, and still finding herself in the middle of controversies. And considering everything that's happened, all the money might not be worth subjecting herself to this bullshit any longer.
The Mona Lisa.
We pranked Mona Lisa. We're going to watch this in a second. Blueprint 2001. Thank you for the 521 gift subs. That was Patrick CC's The Exploitation of Pokimane. You know, it was all right. Like I like his other videos more.